Hey everyone, let's talk about the new cards that'll come out with Naxx this week. A list has been revealed showing which 4 new neutral cards we will be getting this first round. The first one of them is the Haunted Creeper, a 1/2 with a death rattle that summons 2 1/1 spectral spiders. Important to note is that this is a beast card, so it'll be extra effective in hunter decks. Also think of Vicinity with the Starving Buzzard. You could play the Haunted Creeper on turn 2, and if it survives, you can follow it up with a Buzzard and a Timberwolf drawing a card. Now you will have a 2/2 that you can potentially trade with another minion to get the 2 extra spiders, while drawing 2 more cards for 3 cards drawn in total. It would leave your board extremely vulnerable to AoE, but because of the cards drawn, you would still be in a fine spot even if the opponent has that AoE. I don't think this will only be used by hunters though. Overall, if you add the stats of the card together, you get 3 attack and 4 health, which is massive for a 2-mana creature. I suspect we will see a lot of this card in the future. Next we have the Naxxramas Weblord, a 1/4 that makes all minions with battle cries cost 2 more for 2 mana. A situational card that can really mess with your opponent's plans. I think it'll be mainly useful in decks that don't use battle cries of their own, like most druid decks. If you are not running battle cries of your own, I do think it'll be a card worth including. In the best case scenario, you mess up their plans to play cards like SI7 or Leroy when they wanted to. Worst case scenario, you get 5 stats for 2 mana, which is fine. For the third card, we have the Nerubian Egg, a 0/2 with a death rattle that summons a 4/4 Nerubian. A very interesting card. It reminds me a bit of the Ancient Watcher. At first it is innocent, but it has the potential to be a huge threat. The card will work very well as a turn 2 play, followed up with a Shattered Sun Cleric on turn 3 to buff it to a 1/3 that you can then trade to spawn your massive 4/4 on turn 3. The card does have 2 big weaknesses though. If you don't get a minion to buff it, it'll only be useful as an AoE deterrent. And the second big weakness being Silence. Silence becoming stronger is a big theme of this expansion overall, so I suspect we will be seeing a lot more Spellbreakers and even Owls than before. The fourth and final card is a legendary, Naxxramas. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It is a 2/8 that destroys any minion damaged by it for 6 mana. A very powerful minion with a few important weaknesses. There is the obvious Silence, but even then, it is still a 2/8, which is not that bad. The bigger weakness is that it is a 2-attack creature, and people have noticed it already. We are going to see a lot of Cabal Shadow Priest and Stampeding Kodos. Because of that, I don't think I will be using this card. Losing it to one of those cards would just be too big of a tempo loss. Looking at all the cards makes me want to play Hunter with the Haunted Creepers. I'll probably also put in some Owls and Kodos, both of which will have increased value in this first week of Naxx. Overall, it'll be an interesting time. Each week we will get new cards, changing up the meta and making people experiment. Thanks for watching everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.